budding breast is the ugly truth. 10, 11, or 12 years old, a paradise of children, or so you're told. You envied the 47th, his life and his name. But you're just a predator in a religious game.
The gate is locked, the curtain is drawn, but the servant is waiting for the light of the dawn. Muhammad looks up, he sees the shame. He invents a ritual to change the man's name. Suck the breast 5 times, Muhammad's decree, to forge a new bond and set the lust free. A grown man kneeling, a biological lie, to satisfy Muhammad as the logic goes dry.
The resolute, the foster-age trap, Muhammad's patch for a moral collapse. Drink from the source to stay in the room. A child man born from Muhammad's womb. It's the vanity of the breast, the low trust test, the perfect example has failed the rest.
Salah is worried, Salam is the threat, but Muhammad has a move they won't soon forget. Breastfeed the adult, he says with a grin, a physical ritual to bypass the sin. The messenger watches as the nature recoils, to keep the house clean while the dignity boils. If the heart is the target, why the breast in the face? Muhammad's solution is a human disgrace.
Five times the milk of the law, Muhammad's legacy. The gate is locked, the curtain is drawn,
but the servant is waiting for the light of the dawn. Muhammad looks up, he sees the shame. He invents a ritual to change the man's name. Suck the breasts 5 times, Muhammad's decree to forge a new bond and set the lust free. A grown man kneeling, a biological lie to satisfy Muhammad as the logic goes dry. The race salute, the foster age trap, Muhammad's patch for a moral collapse. Drink from the source to stay in the room, a child man born from Muhammad's womb. It's the vanity of the press, the low trust test, the perfect example has failed the rest. As the nature equals to keep the house clean while the dignity boils. If the heart is the target, why the breast in the face? Muhammad's solution is a human disgrace.
Mama pushes me upon him as I'm to run again, swapping out the almighty for a stone cold spin. He's dusting off Jubal, the idol in the hall. A false prophet's logic, one God fits all. But the math doesn't track and the history is spin when your ally is just Jubal with the brand new skin. 6 centuries late, he copied the Hebrew line, facing Jerusalem, claiming the same design. But the Jews on the crack pot laughed at the mimicry, mocking the prophet at his borrowed ministry. In a fit of rage, he turned his back on the rock. Retaliation for the tribes who dared to mock. He pivoted to Pretomac, a stone square, back to Jubal's house as if God were there. A fool in disguise, leading astray. His lies and deceit will never stay. Momo, the false prophet of all time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grind. His words are poison, his teachings are crime, but we sway by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. speak